here, your legacy has extended far beyond even what our knowledge knows. And so I want you to be able to share with us how your dance journey has impacted the dance across this country, because I know you guys have traveled so many cities, so many states, but how has your legacy truly impacted this nation? Okay.
That's a wild question.
But what do you think?
I'm going to sum it up like this. Most recently, and when I say most recently, I'm talking about the past 4 to 5 years, we move around quite a bit.
14th annual
The greatest inspiration to me
morning symposium
is a man coming to me and
about the
saying,
history and
I'm
the
dancing
genre of the
because
dances
of you.
and what we go through in the
Right before we started this
Hopefully you're
panel,
enjoying it. Thank you.
there was a gentleman who came over to me and said, he is now a disciple of Chicago Step. If I'm doing that, if by me doing my dance, it inspires you to want to learn it, then I am doing what I set out to do. And I'm going to tell you what my mission is. I think this dance deserves to be recognized like every other social dance genre out there. It should have the global recognition that every other dance has. My mission is to make that so. And while I'm doing that, being able to touch the lives of other people around the country, and then they tell me of the impact I'm making. Let me tell you folks, my wife and I have been in cities where we didn't know a soul, and people will walk up to us and say, your name is Victor James. That is what I'm grateful for. That's the impact. To be able to do something so passionately, right, that others recognize it and acknowledge you for it, even if they never met you.
How many people in from by, if you ever, I want you to raise your hand if you ever attended one of my class. Raise your hand if you attended my class. And you laugh, you smile, you had a good time, right? Sometimes we forget it, how to do that as adults because we got bills and all this other stuff going on. So in our class, we teach you how to go back to recess. And that one teacher is out there on the ground, on the playground, watching you have fun. And so one of the things we teach with the art of motion is how to have fun and learn at the same time. You know, you go to timeout over there in that corner if you do something wrong. If you was here yesterday, I pulled my belt off.
Oh yeah, I did.
But the thing about it is, you laughed, had a good time, and when I pulled that belt out, they did that move right on point. So I go from the old school. Remember how they said, if you don't be quiet, I'm gonna come in there and whoop you like you stole something. And we do that in dance. If I can put a smile on your face, regardless of what's going on the outside of this building, or what's going on in your house, that's my objective. And the objective is to meet new people, put a smile on their face, so they'll say, Sandra, can you bring them back next year? I had so much fun with them. Mission accomplished.
All right, so dancing. We think it's just a nominal thing, but dance, we have like a community, the dance community. You can go to any city, plug right in, people welcome you in, great hospitality. It's an extended family. You know, a lot of people reach 40 years old, they kind of say, oh, I want to get into some type of social dance. They join somebody's class and start dancing. Next thing you know, they're going on cruises, they're flying together. It's a whole new family. And then we keep this family until we pass on. You know, so the dance community is very, very important and vital to our existence. And then we have fun. We come to these events, and what we put out on the floor, people don't realize it takes 3 to 5 years to be able to execute that way. Just a 5-minute demonstration took 3 to 5 years for you to be able to execute that way. So the dance community is very, very vital, very important to our existence.
Hi there. Okay, for me, it's the joy. It's the joy of seeing my seniors. When you accomplish something, you feel good about it. When you come to my class, you're coming to a party, and they know that before they get there. And I have one thing that I do with them that makes them very nervous, but I want them to feel comfortable with me. I don't want you to come in and be afraid to dance, looking around, oh, she's better than me, I can't do that. You can do it. So what I do is I tell them to come right to the front of the class, first row. Oh, I can't do that, I'm so scared, I can't dance. That's the first thing they say. I don't know how to do it. That's why I want you in the front, because nobody will be in front of you except me. They won't be in your way, you can see me. So that's the method to my madness, to bring you to the front so you can see. And I always tell them also, I'm your beginning, I don't have to be your end. But so far, I'm their beginning and their end. They don't leave. I have had to push a couple of students out that I saw were very advanced and they caught on really well. And I will go the distance. They don't know whether I'm teaching beginner line dances, intermediate, or advanced, because I give it to them all. So as long as you can teach those dances, you don't have to know whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. If I can teach it to you, you're a dancer, you're a line dancer. And I think before line dance, seniors were forgotten about. I think we were forgotten about. I'm gonna stop saying you guys, I'm a senior too. We were forgotten about. We didn't have a lot to do. We sat and watched other people do things and go places, but we didn't do it. So what I do is, I also used to take my seniors out every month to an event in the Eastern Shore, Eastern Maryland, to go line dancing and to have a show. And we eat, we gamble, and we have a show. But this was something that they would look forward to every month. And we also have something that we call First Sunday. Every first Sunday of the month, all the line dancers in the area or out of the area, they come to a certain place and we dance from 3 to 7. Just come and put your dancing shoes on. It's not teaching, but you're there. You're having a good time, you're having fun. And the thing I see a lot of people say is, I'm afraid to dance. But you came to my class, you came here, so that was your first step. Now just come over the threshold and the door, and I'll teach you. And I find that they are very receptive of me, because when we dance, we also sing. I teach them to sing the steps to the dance. Okay, so we dance and we sing. As seniors, you know we forget. I forget. A lot of times you'll find me doing this, oh, wait, what's that arm dance? You forget. So you don't want to just forget. You have to forget sometime, but you got to go on. So I told them it's okay to forget. You're not going to remember everything I'm teaching you. You will forget. But if you practice and practice and practice, you'll get it. Most of my students come every day of the week. Every day of the week. They all come. Maybe 50% of them come every day that I'm there. Okay? So to me, it's the joy of watching them interact with other seniors. They go out to dinner. They do a lot together. They meet people. And that's what we need. We don't need to be by ourselves at our age. I just lost my husband April the 8th. So I'm gonna pass it to her.
I've been around a long time with this dance, but first I want to give honor to Lawrence Bradford, because this dance would not be where it is if it was not for Lawrence Bradford. I lobbied in 20 to have hand dancing put it in the US Open, and it worked. We took almost 16, it was about 20 teenagers to to California in the US Open, where the blacks and the whites danced together. It was historical for me. Norma Miller was living. Norma Miller was the last Lindy Hop, and she was like a mother to me. She told me how to maneuver this dance, but this dance can get crazy and people can get crazy. But she was able to guide me. She just died. She was trying to make it to 100. She made it to 99. Keep dancing because you'll live a long time. And she wanted to make it to 100. In fact, we want to bring her to Sandra Mason's
Mm-hmm.
program,
Yeah.
but she didn't make
She
it.
didn't make it.
But I'm saying that I have done a lot for this dance. I have been everywhere and I've met a lot of people. This is a beautiful dance when you dancing together. Now I'm from the old school. I'm not gonna get up and ask a man to dance. I'm gonna put my hand out there because that's the gift of this dance. I learned it that way as a teenager. I want your hand. I'm gonna, if you ask me, I'm gonna dance with you. I don't turn nobody down, but I'm not gonna ask a man to dance because that's our gift. They come and ask us. And I know it's a lot of men out here, and women be on the floor waiting for the man to finish with this person so they can run up to me. But that ain't me. I'm going back to my seat and wait for the next dance. If I have to sit down all night, I'm gonna sit there. And I can dance. I'm a good teacher. I know I am, because I've been around a long time. I've learned. I'm not too headstrong not to keep learning. It was a couple classes that I wanted to take here, but they were doing the same time. But this has been a great weekend for me. The energy here this weekend was awesome, and I have been to a lot of places. But it was a lot of love here, a lot of friendship, and people just gathered and looked so good last night. You know, that's what I like about the dance. When we get dressed up and walk on this floor and you're looking good and you're dancing good, that's all I ever wanted. Just to bring people together to do this dance. Now, one of the things that I have a problem with in this dance, y'all promote the men promoters, but you don't promote the women. That's gotta stop. We in here because of we love this dance. So just because you're a man, don't mean you gonna come to my dance, but you're not gonna come to Sandra Mason, so you're not gonna come to Shirley Duncan. You know, that's gotta stop. We gotta support each other. East Coast Swing support each other. They go around the country. Every month there's a dance somewhere because they're supporting each other, whether you're a woman or a man. They support each other, and that's what we have to do in this Black community, is support each other. Then we can grow. This Black urban dance can grow. If we don't, if it's all minds, it's not gonna do anybody any good. It's not gonna live, it's not gonna survive. I went to my high school to teach. I applied for a substitute to teach this dance. I've been there 5 years.
There you go.
Yes.
Teaching young people, you know. And they look for Miss Shirley. You know, are we dancing today? I say, no, we're not dancing today, but we're gonna dance tomorrow. And don't forget your dance shoes. That's my school. See you on the wood. Don't forget your dance shoes.
No, you don't.
I have won 67 first place with this gentleman. I want you to go when you leave here, to go on YouTube and see this boy dance. He's creative on the floor. I was his partner for years, but anybody from DC that he danced with, they won. They might not have won first, but if Louis Neal was dancing, they won. He was a great, and Brad taught all of us. He came to Baltimore for 18 months to teach us how to teach this dance, not how to dance, because we knew how to dance old school, but he made it so creative, and he shared. That's one of my gifts. He shared. He took me to California to get my certification from Skippy Blair. I mean, that man opened up his heart. I didn't agree with everything that he did, and we had a lot of arguments, but I respect him as my teacher, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta respect your teachers, because they've given you a gift, and you need to act on it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. So, Shirley, I hear that you are in the schools and you are able to connect with the young people, and you're helping to bridge the gap between the young and the older in this dance. But I want to know, how else can we continue to involve young people? Because as I look around this room, there's only a few of us. And so how can we bring more young people into this dance where they would enjoy just as much as we do? And so being in the schools is one way. The Art of Motion actually goes into the schools and do the same thing. But I just wanted to know, were there any other suggestions that you could think of that would help bridge the gap between the young and the older?
Because I'm in the school and I do know, first, young people love to eat. And I cook. That's how I get them to dance. Because they look for me in my school. Miss Shirley, you got anything to eat? I said, you coming to my dance class this evening? The other thing is, we need to start having competitions. And Brad did that. It fizzled for a while. I hear that Sandra's gonna do it. I already got 5 states gonna participate. She doesn't even know about it. But that's how it works. When I got her idea, she said it the other day. I said, that's a winner. Because that's how we got the young people really to dance in DC, by having competition. And we bridged the gap where the seniors dance with the young people, and that was a category. You understand what I'm saying? You and pro-am. You do pro-am. That way you dance with your student and you're the instructor.
That's right.
That's how you get people motivated in this dance.
Thank you for that. I'm taking notes.
One of the things we do with Art of Motion Swing Out, I'll take her, I'll say, I'm going to an offset. And the offset is this, where these kids are doing hip hop, or you going to a club where there's middle-aged folks, and they're just standing in one spot dancing. And they haven't been exposed to the dance that we do. And everybody sits down and starts watching like, oh my God, look at this dance. And you can do it with any style of dance. And that's how you're gonna take it to the next generation, because we are elder statesmen. And eventually one day we gotta go to the master's dance floor. But we wanna make sure we pass the torch and continue the pathway of building what we do. Because that's how you're gonna make the dance grow. By going to these places where unexpected. When you go to a concert, we went to a Frankie Beverly concert. I was blessed to even dance with Frankie, on stage with Frankie Beverly back in the day. But when they started seeing that dance, when we were out in the aisle doing it, the view went from Frankie Beverly to over and said, look at this dance. That's how you gotta expose the next generation to this dance. Because you don't wanna keep the torch to yourself. Because that way, if you keep it to yourself, it's gonna go out. So that was my 2 cents.
I've had the luxury of being in all kinds of spaces to do the dance, and because I love it so much, if the music is good, I'm dancing anywhere. The hook for young people is watching us at our age hold it down with the wood like we're their age. They respect that. They also respect your skill and your craftsmanship as you do what you do. And then when you can break it down simply for them and have them actively participate in it, being young, say, come here, youngster, let me show you how to do it. And once they embrace that, it takes off. Me, I like to be slick. Whatever their music is, I'm gonna dance to their music. But I'm gonna show them how smooth the dance looks to their music. And then here's the hook. Fellas, If you want to get the respectable young ladies, you might want to have a dance to get them. See, the pretty girls like gentlemen. To be a gentleman, the fastest way to get to the ladies is take them to the wood. The hook works every single time. And that's from 6, 7 years old to 25, 30, right? Give them the motivation for learning. And it was mine, and I always tell the story. I saw the cute girls, but the cute girls could dance. I was always over here doing like this. And so when I finally found the dance that I could do, I never, ever, ever throughout high school ever had a problem getting a dance. And most of the guys would watch, right? They would watch. So here's how it went. You know, high school, you go to the games, football, basketball. Then after the games, there was always a party. Okay, so the athletes perform on the court, on the football field. But when it was time for the set, they had to sit and watch the new show, our show, right? Our show, and that's how we got a lot of people involved. It has not changed. Girls still like boys, and vice versa. One way to connect and to learn how to respect one another, right? And learn how to act in public spaces with one another. The best way to teach manners is through dance. It's the best way to do it. The best way to teach people how to connect with another human being. See, because if you touch a person, it's hard to hurt a person. Right? When you have to look a person eye to eye, it's hard to want to hurt that person. And it teaches you communication. Because we cannot dance together if we are not on the same page. So you have these young people learning early, one, that there are rules and order to everything we do. Secondly, there's a way that we need to conduct ourselves in public spaces. And third, there's a way we need to talk to one another. Dance is more than just dance. It's a means of communication, interaction, and the spread of joy and love in community. That's just my perspective.
I couldn't agree more with you. So, based on the responses that you all have heard, are there any other suggestions that you feel that could support the youth coming to more of the events that we have here? Because I feel that it's important that not only our panel share out, but maybe even there are other ideas, things that you all are already doing to support and bring younger people to this establishment. Any hands?
I'm going to say one of the best ways I've seen so far to incorporate the youths into what we do and let them see how pleasurable, enjoyable it is to dance a dance that they really don't know that much about is have shows. Bring our groups and bring their groups to open, and any young person you know gonna come and hear a rapper rap. You put him on the show, and you put our people on the show that we like to hear. They gonna come in groves. So once they're there and see us, what we do, then they gonna wanna incorporate into what we doing, because they gonna like it, because that's how we got into it. You know, so you mix us together and make it a pleasurable night, and there it is. Somebody, if it ain't but 25% of them, they're gonna leave with wanting to know how to bop, cha-cha, hand dance, whatever it is, they're gonna wanna know.
It's a great suggestion. Any other suggestions? Yes.
I just want to add on to what you said. Not only have shows incorporating, but bring the shows into the schools, because sometimes they have events at the schools, and you can go there and show them dance. You know, in their auditorium or whatever's going on in there, and they can see it that way. Because we used to go into schools and dance and stuff like that, so that works.
And see, we would typically, like Jerry said, would go into the bigger clubs and where all the young people are, and we would perform. We would showcase to rap music, to any genre of music, and it would attract them. It's like, oh, you can swing out on this kind of music too? And it worked. But now the major clubs are starting to close down. And so it's really up to us to have these events. And so I'm really loving the idea of bringing or giving the youth purpose in our events that we have and showcasing them and bringing things that they would love to do or perform for us so that we could return that favor, and then just even showcase what we do so that they would be attracted to it. And so
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We have to think like the youth. What do our youth do all of the time? They're on social media. So if we use them as demonstrators to actually demonstrate the dance through a TikTok video, through Facebook, through any other social media means, because that's them talking to them. So if we want the youth to see them, we need to use their platform in a way that attracts them and keep them. So social media, use their platform.
I totally agree. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. What she said. I got really excited when she was talking because I remember back in high school, my principal used to bring in an opera singer, he would bring in an alcoholic who had been in jail to expose us to different things that happen to you in life. And even if it's just 15 minutes, I don't know if they're still doing that in a lot of the high schools, but 15 minutes of dancing, just exposing children to what they have never seen before, I think is a really good idea.
I'd like to say one thing, and which is very deep here, and it's great that youth are all the platforms you talk about is perfect, but we're looking at today's children nowadays, and it has changed. So we've got to find a way to roll up our sleeves. It's going to be a little more than dance because we've seen how it's changed. The violence is terrible. We as adults, we don't, and I'm going to keep it 100. We don't want them in that environment. We don't want to go in those environments. But we're going to have to kind of grow some hair on our chest to be able to get them to that point. Is social media going to work if we just put it out there? We're going to have to find a way to really get in and communicate with them. See if we can understand why they're doing what they're doing. These people these children they're killing people. They're burning things up. They're turning cars over. And we, as in our mature age, since we're getting younger, we don't want any parts of that. And so we've been to schools. We understand that. But we have to find another way to think outside the box. How do we get into their system? We can turn this turmoil into something different that will make them or give them an ability to want to come in and learn this dance. So it's not going to be that simple because things have changed. When we were coming up as kids, understandable. But right now, today, if we're looking at the youth today, not just that, the language is different. So we've got to find a way to communicate, to get involved, so we can get their attention so they can come into this dance. That's all I'm saying.
So I'm going to shift a little bit. If we're talking about bringing in younger people, music is something that truly attracts them.
It does.
But the music is changing.
Yeah.
And if we're wanting to save the integrity of the music that you may have grew up on, okay, because I love that music. But our youth is not as attracted to the music that you grew up on.
They're not.
And so I want to know, how can we save the integrity of the music, but yet still make it attractive for our youth? And now we have AI coming on the scene.
Yep.
You know, and so when you have the yays and nays of what to play and what to do to move the crowd, I just want to know, how are we going to be able to maintain that integrity of the music and yet still be pleasing to the youth? Does anybody want to take a stab at that?
Now, Victor dances a step, and it's a downbeat. Swing is an upbeat. So as an instructor, I'm going to introduce my students to whatever style of music it is. Upbeat, downbeat. And we also use hip hop. If you play Gangsta Party in here and you see the way she danced the Gangsta Party, you'd be like, you wouldn't believe that you could dance to that. But teaching your students to understand the beat, the count, up tempo, down tempo, and where they can find themselves in that dance. And it don't matter what type of music it is, because as we get older, our music is being pushed down the road.
Can you tell them?
So we have to find a bridge to cross to get to those youth with their music, because their music is what? The future. Our music is classic, and a lot of the youth are not going into that.
Can you do me a favor and get Charles to play this one?
But what you do find in hip hop,
Yeah, we got one for him.
that they're, what is that, sampling of the music? They add it to their music. So that's where you gotta go, take them to that music, and it's right in there. You see it with Marvin Gaye's music and other old artists out there. So this is where we cross the bridge to allow them to say, hey, look, you can do this dance to this. And that's the bridge that we need to cross.
Okay.
For my 2 cents.
Good morning, everybody. My take on the music part of it is we have to be able to share the music with the young folks at home. Like Sandra was saying, a lot of this music is destructive. So we have to be able to start at home when I was young, my father would sit me down and just play music and say, hey, that's a violin, that's a trumpet, that's a guitar. Me being in the music field and being a DJ and everything, when I play stuff that's classic, but it's not destructive. And if we continue to play music that's not constructive and show them the dance and bring it to the school, we are showing them a different way than what they're used to, what the radio is playing, what they've seen on TV and on social media. There's a lot of online radio stations that we have to promote, as well as the dance and everything. Like you got Shorty Smooth has a radio station, also Smooth Radio. I Have Nothing But Style Radio, and we play the classics and new stuff. Like Shorty Smooth got remixes with the old stuff. So we have to be able to support the DJs and the local DJs that play good music at these events, and not be so destructive with some of the music. And with AI coming in, anybody can make a song. Anybody can make a song. But I think we just have to have the choice of saying, hey, we should not be listening to that. Let's dance to this. I'm just showing them a new way. That's all I'm saying. That's my piece.
Well, I did enjoy the new school and old school mix this entire weekend, and that was one of the reasons why I brought this question up, because it was attractive even to me. I did hear the Marvin Gaye with something else sampled to it, but yes.
Thanks. So, going back to the question of how do you preserve or invite the young people, you notice how you all are describing the youth? It's almost like an alien group. You all are, discovering, wow, who are they? What do they do? Where'd they come from? Mothers, you birthed these children. And then I hear some of the pieces talking about going to the school. Well, as you know, kind of get on the political scene for just a moment, the budgets have taken activities out of the schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you had a lot of musical activities in school. They've taken those out. The PE, they've taken that out of the school. Cursive handwriting has been taken out of the school.
Yeah.
I mean, so Listen, if the lights go out today, let's say the lights go out for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
After everybody goes crazy, what happens? You go back to your customs and your traditions. You go to your customs and traditions. So, how did Miss Shirley learn how to dance? In her home. Most of us that are some of the elder statesmen, they learned how to dance in the house. The older brothers, the mothers, the fathers taught you how to dance. We're talking about instruction now. Instruction is new to our community. We grew up in the house watching Dad and Mom bop in the basement, hand dance in the house. So we talk about the dance community. The dance community is a family. So that's where the youth find how to do things that we do, is through the family mechanism. And so I would challenge folk, if you really want to see, you want to interest them, every Saturday in any town is Lil Keisha 21 birthday party. You know we can't go out and do our custom, our partner dancing on Saturdays. We go Sunday through Friday. Saturday is reserved for the youth. Get dressed up, go to a club, go to 5 clubs. Go in, tell the DJ, put your song on. They're not gonna get on the floor. And you go out there and just turn it out. And I bet you, that will invite them. That's hands-on, you're going in and demonstrating to them in their environment what you do. And you'll get a resounding effect from that. I think it'll be a great impact to the youth.
From the line dance perspective, I think the little girl, Miss Shirley, says it all. And I think she has reached a lot of the youth. Social media, little kids are on Facebook and YouTube like it's normal. And that little girl, Miss Shirley, has bridged the gap between a lot of little people because they're emulating what they see in her. And she's a very respectful young lady. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's cute. Those little kids see all that and they want to be like her. They don't have to be like her, but she has a good impression on them. And I think that helps the younger kids, even 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I think she's only 6 or 7. So this helping those little kids, get into what is Miss Shirley doing? How is she doing that? That might inspire them to do not what she's doing, but something that they like to do. And for myself, growing up with my daughter, my oldest daughter is actually 55. And I watched her grow up. I actually grew up with her because I was so young when I had her. But we're still like best friends right now. We travel together, we do everything together. I taught her how to hand dance when she was like 10. I'm a hand dancer, I didn't tell you guys that. But my mom taught me, and the broom, the door handle is how I learned. So I did that with my daughters. I have 2 daughters, 49 and 55. And they both can hand dance. It took me a while to get them into line dancing because they thought it was for old people. They called me old. So once they realized, okay, that's not, everybody's doing this right now. This is like a cult. So I want to get in on this. So now they want me to teach them every day. Mom, teach me this, teach me that, send me videos, doing everything. So they're trying to connect with what we're doing because they know it's fun, it's exercise, and hopefully they won't be as obese as some people are because they don't exercise. So I think we're trying to encourage them to not only stay healthy, but you have to exercise to stay healthy. So I think all the social media, again, these kids are on their phones 24/7. I myself, I'm in the bed at 3 in the morning trying to learn this line dance with my feet moving and watching my phone 2 a.m. So I know how it feels when you want to do something, and social media right now is like on fire with line dance, hand dance, and all forms of dance. So I think we are reaching our youth. So we just have to keep encouraging our youth.
I can only tell you my experience in getting this dance out. In 1995, there was only one hand dancing group, and we were together. And then we split, and it was 2 groups. Now there's about 20 groups. And it's up to the instructors to share what they already know to the youth. Now, I work in a school, and the children in the schools these days, they don't know how to communicate. So dancing is one of the things that you can do with them to get them interested, because they can be in the same classroom and the person is right next to them. They will not talk to that person. They'll take their phone and text. That's how they operate. It was a culture shock for me going into school because of the nappy heads. I went to take my grandkids to shopping, and they came out with this hair. And I said, you can't go nowhere with me like that. They say, Granny, this is the style. When I got to high school, everybody's hair was nappy, all over the place. So I'm older, but I'm learning from the young people things. You have to learn from them how to deal with them. When I first went there, a lot of people didn't, a lot of them kids didn't like me, but they be looking for me now, because I cook, and I bring them something to eat, and the children are always hungry. So if you gonna feed them, you can get them to do anything you want them. I do know that. It works for me. The other thing I want to share, when I started this dance, I was on every TV station in Baltimore. Once they saw me on the TV, my classes just grew, because they were younger than me, but they wanted to learn this dance. So I'm saying, whatever you can do, make a flyer, get on the news, it's who you know. When you know somebody and you know they can do a particular thing, you go ask them. I save all my debts when I need them. I go and ask them, help me, I need your help. It's not, don't be too proud. I'm gonna give you an example. June 7th, I had a dance. I had 7 people to show up. My rent is $1,000. I got on social media. I said, look, y'all know how long I've been doing this dance? You know where my heart is. 7 people came to my event. I need help. Tuesday, I had $1,300 in Zelle. People I didn't even know that knew me. My girl over here sent me $20. I'm just saying, you got to ask. You got to share. Sharing is the best thing. Something that works for me might not work for you, but it'll work. It might work for somebody else. So if you share, sharing is what's happening. Norma told me that, share and do your own damn thing.
Well, this has been refreshing to hear the genuine wisdom being provided here this morning. But I now want to know, how can we gain more leads in the dance? How are we able to promote to the point where we're attracting in such a way where leads are now wanting to come to this dance? Over this past weekend, I did notice that there were a lot of ladies sitting and waiting for a dance. And I also saw that the same ladies on the dance floor were being recycled, which is nothing wrong with that. But how are we able to promote it where we're able to bring more leads into the dance?
I think that's going to be an audience question. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, and this is a very good point. You know, there's a shortage of men in this dance, a real bad shortage, and it's just like you get dolled up every time you come out for an event. And you get in there, there's 2 guys, 5 guys, 10 guys, but there's 1,300 of you. And you're just sitting there looking at each other. It's like, wait a minute, Did I show up to the right place? So let me help Roz pose this question to each and every one of y'all. Raise your hand if you got some input on how we can get more guys into this business of dance, because I got some ideas, but I want to hear what you got to say. Raise your hand.
Any hands?
That's good. How you doing, everybody? One thing I found out, like I said, I talked to Victor on the phone, probably Stephanie, and I finally got a chance to see him years ago. But what I do a class that's called Gentlemen on Point. One thing I know that from doing all the dances, men don't want to learn with the women now. Because if they say, you got it? Yeah, I got it. They don't have it. They feel that they're going to slow the class up. So that's why I do most men workshops, just to get them out there and show them what we're doing. So when the ladies come in on the second half, they feel a little bit more confident in doing it. But these men, I found that out, that a lot of them do not want to learn in front because we're leaders. So that's why a lot of ladies in a lot of these groups now, dance genre, what they doing, they learning to lead because it's not enough men. So that's why I said.
And how often do you have that class? Is it prior to every workshop that you have, or?
Yes, I do a 3-hour workshop, but I do all men the first hour and all levels of stepping, and then I do a walking. Vince will tell you, if you don't walk and step, you really a stepper, you know that. So, but I love Sandra. I love what you're doing. And I don't know if y'all know, but Sandra's getting an award at our Harlem Nights in February, along with the late Brad himself. So hope y'all come out. Thank you, DMV. I want to thank you with all my heart because I know y'all already have 6 tables already, so y'all gonna get on that bus.
I like that suggestion to be able to incorporate a private men's class prior to having open class.
I want to share this. In teaching, men learn a little slower than the women. And I'm speaking, excuse me. And we have to allow them, we have to be patient, encourage them. Don't lead, just because you know somebody, your instructor is teaching you to step, don't lead it. If he's not giving it to you, don't take it. Because it's not making him a good leader. You need to encourage him, have patience. And the other thing is, if it won't work one way, it'll work another way. We count this dance, but you might not have to count. You might have to say it. It helps. Visual. If they see it, they can do it. This dance is no good without the men.
That's right.
You got to have men to do this dance. And yes, there's a shortage, but you're not helping them when you're trying to take the lead. First of all, they're going to tell somebody, oh, she leads, you don't want to dance with her. You know? I'm being submissive all the time. I don't care whether you can dance, I'm going to follow that man who's dancing at that time. And that's how you get more men to dance. You gotta encourage them, you gotta be patient, and you'll have a good dance.
Can I piggyback on that real quick? One of the science that I learned about teaching is this: men are analytical creatures. We have to analyze, dissect, to justify what you're asking us to do. Take the trash out. Okay, I'll get to it. Just let me see this first. I need you to move that car out the driveway. Hold on, I'll get to it in a minute. Analytical creatures. We have to justify. So when you're going to teach a man something, he does not want to be embarrassed in front of his peers or anybody else. Because you know why? It's an ego thing with men. They want to look like they know everything, but they don't know. So this is how I discovered how you could help them. If I find a student in my class that is struggling with my instructions to him, I task another student that already got it to help him. So when he comes back to me, he's got it. There's something about a man when he knows another man has the power over him, or a lady has the power over him. So you already know where you're going with it. So men, like I said, you have to take your time with them. And like she said, they're slower. Yeah, they're slower because they're analytical creatures. Ladies, y'all are doers. If I ask you to do something, you're going to go ahead and do it. But a man, he's not going to do that. Well, why? Why do I have to lead with my left foot and I can't lead with the right? Because if you lead with that left foot, you're going to step on her foot and she's going to want to hand you a pedicure bill. So you have to break it down to them why you don't do certain things.
Now I thank you so much for raising this question and passing the mic down here. I told you guys I have one instructor. Now I'm going to tell you why. I don't subscribe to the notion that a person wanting to learn something that they see beautiful. I don't subscribe to the notion that you browbeat them or you belittle them when they're trying to learn something. When they come to you in a state of vulnerability, saying, I don't know, teach me. And then you talk down to them. In some instances, you curse them. When they're trying to learn something that you say is beautiful. If that is not a contradiction, I don't know what is. So, my instructor, I started learning in 2003. In 2006, my instructor moved from Chicago to California. That's one of the saddest days in my life. Because when I met this man, I didn't just meet him. I met his mother, I met his father, I met his grandmother, his aunts, his uncles, his entire family. So I saw what stock he came from. And they were Southern. I connected. And his spirit, when I met my instructor, I met him at his home, and while he was talking to me, he did a move while he was talking to me. After he did the move, I didn't hear a word he said, because I was enamored with the move. And so when he realized that I was sitting there like this, he said, what happened? I said, that move you just did. He said, oh, you like that? And then this is what he said. It was so simple, but to me it was profound. But it spoke to who he is as an instructor. And he said, you're going to get that. My heart, my head, and everything said, if that man said I'm going to get it, and I see what it looks like, that's what I'm getting. So at that moment, he had me. Let me tell you what happens in this dance. Men are logical. We need the rationale. Give us the why for why we do what we do. If we can make it make sense, and then you give us the technique and the performance behind it, we're going to do it the exact same way every single time, and after a while, we can modify it and put us on it. Okay? Most of the men I've come in contact with don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be talked down to. They want you to understand where they're coming from, and sometimes they need you to help bring them to the floor. So we need a greater sense of compassion for what men need from us as instructors. We have a lot of great dancers. We have a lot of great instructors. But we have some people who can dance, but not teach. I'm just keeping it a buck. When my instructor moved to California, he recommended people to me to go to. But I knew of these people's dispositions. I had wind of these folks from other people who talked about them as instructors. And the first thing I said is, first of all, I pay bills, I'm gainfully employed, and I'm a grown man. What you won't do is talk down to me. And if the dance should be respected the way you expect it to be, then represent the dance better as a representative of the dance. And here's what we do as people. if someone takes upon themselves the title, then we respect the title. What we inherently do is we ascribe all kinds of traits and characteristics to the title. We respect that title because you say you have it. But then what you do when you belittle and talk down and curse to people trying to learn the dance, what you've done is you made the title useless. And that's pointless to me. If you're going to be an ambassador of the dance and represent the dance, first of all, respect yourself and how you carry yourself, and then respect the dance. You do that, and you shouldn't have a problem with people coming to the dance. What's your name, brother? Yes. What's your name, brother? Dave Daniels. Dave Daniels. I need to get with you. I need to get with you because I love what you're doing and what you're about. If you humble yourself as a man and you talk to these men, you won't have a problem connecting with these men. To every man that has spoken to me this weekend and thanked me for what we did in those workshops, which I thought was simple enough, I just want you to get it. I want you to get it, and hopefully I want you to have as much passion for it as I do. But I realize for that to be done, first, you have to see me with some level of integrity. You have to see me representing the dance in a certain way. And then you have to understand why I do what I do. I love all you guys. I want to see more men. And to me, it is like church. We're outnumbered everywhere. But part of the reason for that is a lot of men have been hurt. And seeing things that they didn't like, and I don't want that, they walked away. So if we could wave a wand and get rid of all those people, it would be magical, but that's not the case, right? We just have to come up with more people who understand how important it is to be a good ambassador of whatever dance we do.
Hello. Yesterday, I went to the beginner's basic stepping class. Now, I have absolutely no idea about stepping. That's why I was there. There were more people in that class that help teachers instruct classes than there were new people who had no idea about stepping. Those instructions would go a lot better if you didn't have a room full of people that already knew how to step, taking away the time and attention that the teachers needed to spend on those of us who absolutely have no clue. It will go a lot better if you just read the sign of beginner step. If you're not a beginner basic, don't go in there. That way the instructors can give us the time and attention that will hold our interest. Now, I would like to hear y'all response to that.
I really, I agree with everything you say about the men. I think also while we are teaching the women, we have to teach them how to be followers and to humble themselves and to encourage the men. So, a lot of times when I dance, I'm kind of nervous, with somebody different, but I always try to at least give them a compliment. Oh, I like that style. I like what you did, so they build them up. Yeah. Don't tear them down so the next time they come to you, you say, I'm not gonna dance with you. You have to give them that encouragement and teach that in your classes to the women so that women know that they are the followers and the helpers. Okay.
I just want to ask this question, and I wonder who can answer it. I'm also, too, like Shirley Duncan. I came under the umbrella of Lawrence Bradford. Until 2017, I severed my foot from my leg, so I had to sit down for a while. So when I did come back into the dancing, I ran into men instructors who would say, you're on the wrong foot. That's not the foot you start on. And you're supposed to do left to the right, right to the left. Well, if you was taught left, right, now these people come and saying it's right, left. How do you adjust to the change, or is it really a change, or is it that that's their way? And for them to shock you and say you don't know how to do this dance because you're not doing it on the foot that they do it on, then I think that's a total turnoff to an individual who knows and was taught a certain way. Don't take from me what I learned, show me what you feel like you can give me. Okay?
Thank you. I have 2 questions, and so I need someone to answer the gentleman.
In reference to your question about folks that already got the dance teacher, this goes back to the instructor and how he structures his class. First of all, let me ask a question. How many of you did step before? Can you show me? You already know the basics to it. Separate them. Separate them. Now, how many of you doing it for the very first time? All you doing it for the very first time, come over here. Those of you who already got the basic platform to it, I need you to be over here. That way you segregate them so these folks who already know something about the dance are not trying to teach something to these folks over here that don't know nothing about the dance while interrupting the flow of the instructor that's running the whole room. So this is going to go back to the instructor. Have you ever done this dance before? Then I'm taking control of that. Now in reference to your dance, this is one of the biggest things that's happening across the spectrum of no matter what style dance you do. New school, old school. There's only one type of dance, the dance itself. You got the original and you got the new evolution of the dance. Case in point, I'm going to use an example of what we're going through in the Metroplex in Dallas with our dance. You have DFW swing and you have original just swing out. Same dance, 2 different names. They'll say Dallas swing out, DFW swing out. One went over the West Coast, seen what they were doing in West Coast in a lane, and they put the dance in a lane. They changed the count from the original count to swing out goes from 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Matter of fact, let me demonstrate something I just need to demonstrate this. Because this is what confuses everybody when they're doing a dance. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So they took the 6 count that's with West Coast and with some other dances, and they said, no, this is the basis of the count. Tell me the difference between the 2, what I do. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. And they told you was doing it wrong because they switched the foot. They must have went somewhere else and they say, no, do it like this. And then you got folks doing the count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as the dance evolves into the younger generation, they'll add and subtract different things from different dances and then try to say this is the original dance. No, it isn't. When the dance is no longer the platform of the original, the basics to the dance, it's no longer that dance. You have to call it whatever you designed it as. So there's a swing out dance, originated in Fort Worth, Texas. Did not originate in Dallas, Texas. It came over to Dallas. Dallas added West Coast to it. So you see them going like this, doing their moves like this. The dance is a figure 8. We're constantly going around each other. And dances evolve like that because step, if you look at step from the original standpoint, they never had instructors. They just danced. And they did all of that footwork. Everything was about footwork. Now, if you look at steps, they're doing a lot of turns, movement, grace, stone, and all the other stuff in it, aren't they? And they're moving the dance floor. But I was watching them old videos and they was moving that feet. I'm like, I'm wore out. I can't do nothing like that. Talk to him.
Here's my perspective on it. And this kind of ties back to the desire to see the globalization of the dance. Our dance is limited to our community for the most part. I know the dance that we do, you can do it in probably every major city, and most dances you can do that. Our problem is we have no standardization of anything we do. No dance is standardized anywhere. So what it really comes down to is whomever comes through to teach you what it is they know is where they are in the dance at that time with their perspective, right? That's all it is. Because we can go nowhere and point to anything that's annotated or documented that says, this is the dance that I do, okay? And then, so then what you have to ask yourself is, in terms of you wanting to learn whatever the dance there is that you want to learn, who do you want to learn it from and why? For us, that's kind of what it's going to boil down to, right? Me, I'm going to look at the person teaching, I'm going to look at their style of teaching, and then I'm going to watch, learn, and listen how they teach and how they communicate with people. And then I'm going to make a decision if that's for me or not, right? Until then, you're out here doing what I call, at least when it comes to stepping, I have a term and I call it steppers a la carte. You're sampling a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that based on who the instructor, and you know how we do with that title, whoever that instructor is that comes through is giving you a sample of the dance from their perspective. That is it.
Yeah.
I was the first that I know of in the history of stepping to offer this dance online free. I had done it for 11 years straight. I did it because I was just passionate about people learning, one, and two, I knew there were people who didn't want to, they're not comfortable learning in spaces like this. They can learn in the comfort of their own home, lead and follow. And so that's why I did it. And I've had students, believe it or not, the UK, Spain, France, and Israel. Who knew? And during COVID, I had over 5,400 students online. That goes back to impact. Again, all free. Free. But again, even in offering that free, that is still Chicago stepping from the perspective of Victor James. That's all it is. Why? Because there's nowhere you can go and find documentation that says this is Chicago stepping.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for my tardiness. I had to take care of something at the front desk, and I was supposed to be on the panel. Please forgive me, Mama Sandra. But my name is Tyrone Ayub Clemens. This is my wife, Val. We are the business owners of Smooth Grooves Dance Studio, and I am humbled that you wanted me to sit on a panel with these stalwarts. So I'm over here to the side. I'm a student first. I'm listening to Brother Victor and Jerry and Lindell, Mother Shirley. I didn't catch the lady's name there. But a lot of what they are saying is what we've experienced in our brief time of being dance instructors. We've been doing this for 16 years. These people have several years over us. And a lot of stuff that they're saying, we've experienced it. One thing that I did yesterday that I haven't done before when we did the dance workshop, I went live on our Facebook page, our Facebook Live. Follow us at Smooth Grooves. Not a shameless plug, but come check us out. We have 113,000 followers on there. But I got a lot of good feedback from people in the comments saying that I like your style of instruction, you are personal with your students, and that's what we try to do at Smooth Groups, because what they're saying about these gentlemen, we don't like to look like we don't know what we're doing. You know, we got to analyze stuff before we do it. It's got to be logical in our minds before we do it. So I just wanted to piggyback on what each of them were saying about those particular circumstances with dealing with the male ego, and then sometimes the women can come in and be a little overbearing. But I like what Jerry said about separating them and segregating them, especially when you're in a large setting, because you have people who will start their own class off to the side, and I'm like, hold on now, hold on. Also, I like what Gumby is talking about. That's the name I know him by, with doing the Gentleman on Point. I like that. We started out doing something like that. But my recommendation, like I said, with us, that has helped us to get more calls, because we're in business. This is not our main breadwinner, but it's our passion. Lost my train of thought.
What are you doing with the men, bro? What are you doing
with the men, yeah. To pull them to the side, have them, separate them, teach them first. That has helped for us. And also, it just came back to me. Go live on your social media platforms. Go live on them. Talk to the people. Establish a relationship with people. I've established a relationship with people in Brazil. He came up on the page. His name is Augusto, and I had to learn to follow um pouco de Portuguese. You know, I had to learn a little bit of Portuguese to just communicate with him. But I'm loving what these individuals are talking about. And at the end of the day, I'm a student of the dance. I don't go around carrying this title of instructor. If you listen to me talk, we're the business owners of Smooth Grooves Dance Studio. We are passionate about the dance. Our main genre is urban Detroit style ballroom. We know how to step. We do our little line dance and all that stuff. But we need to learn that swing out and that hand dance. So next time we come out and give the ladies more dances. So sorry for being late. Thank you.
I do want to say 2 things. This place reminds me of down south. No, for real. Like this is a really great thing, because this place is so warm. I feel the Southern hospitality here, and for us to be able to share and love, like I felt so loved this weekend. For us to be able to help and support the feedback, even after our classes yesterday, I was overwhelmed. I should be tired, but I'm not. I was a teenager all weekend long. I'm so serious, but I'm so full. And it's not just from one person, it's from all of y'all. And even if I didn't remember you, you remembered us. I absolutely love the fact that everyone here comes, grabs, hug, pull, talk. It is so rare at so many other events. I'm that person that sits for a very long time, and I barely get a hey. But here, this is home. It feels like home. And I'm so appreciative of you, Sandra, because it's because of you and how you operate, how you move, everyone else around you follow suit. And it speaks true to the leader that you are. But we're giving, the Art of Motion is giving a free beginner's workshop in 2 weeks. I'm gonna go live. I didn't even think about that. I've learned so much today, and I hope you have too. There were some other controversial questions that I wanted to ask, but I was so taken back by the level of wisdom that you guys gave today. I didn't want to rock the boat too much, because I really wanted this to be more enriching today, based on how and the direction that you guys spoke to this. I do want to incorporate more men. Gumby, I'm going to take that advice back to Dallas, because I think it's important. I think the compassion towards our leads are very important. I think your uncles, cousins, sons should just come and watch, even if they don't want to dance yet. Just put them in the presence of others and see the camaraderie and how we're loving on one another. And eventually they'll be like, okay, so what you doing again? I just want us to be able to keep the exposure alive. And as far as our ladies, we do a really great job of nurturing. And so all we got to do is just continue to pay it forward with that. Was there any more comments or suggestions? Yes. Okay.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to Mama Sandy for this weekend. I had a blast. I'm wore out and tired, but it's a fun time. I just wanted to address the ladies, the married ladies. I want to give it up to the married ladies because what y'all single ladies don't understand is that we come to enjoy this time with our husband as well, and we sit back all the time and relax, and we don't mind y'all dancing because we want y'all to be happy too. So we just need to be passionate to the married ladies that offer their husband out to dance all the time and forget about themselves and don't even mind. You know, I want to say thank you to the ladies that grew up like me. A lot of ladies will walk over to me and they would say, hey, can I get a dance with your husband? That's the way I was taught too. I was taught not to just go up, run up to the man saying, hey, can we dance? I was taught to respect their lady and say, excuse me, do you mind if your husband dance with me? That's how my mama taught me. So I just want to stand up and give a shout out to the single ladies, because to the married ladies, because everywhere we go, we sit back and let our husband just go out and dance, because we don't want y'all ladies looking beautiful all night sitting down.
Just sitting.
So just respect the married ladies, give them their props, and enjoy yourself. Y'all come get my husband, dance all night. I have him all the time, so I don't mind at all. And he love to dance. All right.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is my first year, first of many. So, but I appreciate you guys. To kind of address, and it's probably a request, a challenge, if you will, when you're talking about getting the word out there and taking it to the next generation. The social media. So a lot of people, they say, hey, find such and such on Facebook. And while I appreciate Facebook, I'm not on Facebook. I mean, still had to log in. I don't have the app. I had to go on the web browser, right? Because we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. There's threads out here, and so my daughter, they're not even on TikTok. So the challenge or the request is if we can kind of get someone in your team, figure out what that new social media is, get that information out there. They're going live. We'll sit there and watch you all night on live. So that's it. I just wanted to put that out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get Gumby and then I'm gonna come back to you.
I just want to say this, like I said, that dance in all genres have changed. So what I notice is when you're on that dance floor, how we learn is basically a man extend his hands out to the ladies. But it's such these new young folks, they real aggressive on the floor. So the further you back from the floor, the less dance she's gonna get. But this dance, all these dances, they coming out, you gonna grab it. The only way I get a break on the floor, I'll walk that woman off the floor. Because as soon as my hands drop like this, I'm not gonna come here. Get off the floor, I'm gone. Just get a break or something. But one thing I want to say with the panel here is that I tell people all the time, they was like, oh, that's stepping music, that's ballroom music, that's swing, that's hand. There's no such thing.
It's music.
It's called music that we dance to.
Music.
So it's basically, whatever dance you do, like I was saying with Victor, one thing I did learn about Victor, believe it or not, we learned from the same individual. L.A. Henderson taught us with Steppen's Workshop. And Brian, Steppen B, went to California, same thing, because we were back in the world largest back in '92. So when he said that, I was like, wow, look where it went. He came from me back in that video. He was in 2003. So they are very good instructors. I want to say this about the instructors, all of you here. An instructor can only teach you what he knows and how he dances. That's just bottom line. So there's no wrong instructor or right instructor. But if you want to learn and grow with the dance, you got to move on. You know, you really do if you want to learn the dance. So, okay? But ladies, get the man out here. We be tired too, but come get him.
I couldn't agree more. This is my final say. I want to piggyback on my sister over there. Thank you so much for lending your husband out to us who come here today. But I want to say this to those who bring their husbands or their men and expect them to dance with them only. It's so not acceptable because we all come to dance. I've gone to men and say to their woman, you mind if he dance with me? No. And he'll sit there like he can't talk. You know, gummy. And he'll sit there like he can't talk. So I want to say this. If you all used to dancing together at home, stay home and dance. Let him come out and dance with us and enjoy some of the pleasure that you all get at home. Two-stepping, cha-cha, bopping, hand dancing. Let us enjoy what he has taught you or you has taught him. Don't be selfish with us. We came out to do one thing, dance. We ain't going home with him, you are.
Well,
That's our last comment.
So I know we're getting ready to close this out so we can get some dancing in before we go, but I told Roz when I was coming up here, I had to give some testimony. First of all, I want to recognize all my military veterans in the house.
Amen. Amen.
All my military veterans, y'all make some noise. Make some noise. Yes, we are the guardians of your freedom. We want to make sure that at night when you show up at a platform like this, you can dance and you still feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's my testimony. I got to come out here and do this. So Roz and I went on a cruise, had a great old time. And 2 days after that cruise, I was scheduled for major surgery. So I never questioned it. I never felt that I would not make it through that surgery. So I got through that surgery. And then the next thing you know, when I got through that surgery, gout hit me real bad.
I know that too well.
And y'all already know what that gout will do to
God.
me. So it got my left foot. Man, I was hurt.
Lord have
so
mercy.
bad.
I know it
Had
too
to get
well.
on them crutches. Then right after I got over that, let me tell you what happened. My lumbar hit my sciatic nerve. It dropped. And it just so happened that I was in the kitchen. I could not make it back to my bedroom to lay down. Roz helped me get there, and I was in so much pain. And if you've never experienced that pain, let me break it down for you. I was having twin babies and 2 elephants were sitting on me. And all I was saying was, don't touch me, don't touch me. So as I was going through that, and still going through it to today, Roz kept saying, we need to tell Sandra and cancel. And you know what I said? Don't tell her. Don't tell her. I'm going to be all right. There's a doctor that had me.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, Dr. Jesus. Come on, baby. Oh, Dr.
That
Jesus.
same doctor was my guardian when I went off the war twice.
My Lord, my Lord.
That same doctor was my guardian when I was flying helicopters with guns, with bombs and missiles going off all around me. Because when you believe, you can achieve.
My Lord, my Lord.
It's kind of like teaching dance. All instructors need to use this philosophy when you teach a dance. I need everybody in here to spell can't. C-A-N-T. Drop the T. So you came here to learn dance. You can do this. You can do this. So I say this, there was no other place I wanted to be, Sandra, but right here. With this family of dancers that we met 4 years ago. And I feel nothing but like what Rob said, but love. Love from you and love from everybody in this room. And I appreciate you, Sandra. Give Sandra, stand on your feet. Give Sandra her flowers. Give her flowers. Because it's people like her and others that create these platforms to allow us to do what we do, and that's to dance and love on each and every one of you. And I'm still battling that side nerve with that lumbar.
Well, once again, I am so happy to have the pleasure, thank you, Sandra, for allowing me to host this symposium. I have learned so much this morning, and I truly hope that you guys are able to take a lot of these ideas and apply them to your own events, your own classes, or even share these ideas with your instructors. But you guys are phenomenal. I thank you for the work that you do, continue to do, and I thank you for paying it forward, whether it's for profit or non-profit, because it has definitely enriched and is continuing to enrich our dance field. All right, well, this concludes our symposium, so thank you for coming. It's time to dance. Okay, so she wants a picture with all the instruments.
Oh no, we don't. We're gonna change direction.
Back to the room.
Thank you, baby. All the instructors, please come up. The DJs, come up. We need that grand picture. That made this event possible by the grace of God. That all our instructors? I know some had to leave early. Yeah? All the DJs, please.